Hi guys, so this is my first vlog type of video, I guess, and I just wanted to talk about kind of what makes me feel like I can talk about theatrical makeup at all. So I started doing theatrical makeup probably about, well, seriously, I started doing it about 3 years ago. Before that, I was just working on kind of getting my technique down, but I did my first play about 3 years ago, and I did makeup and a little bit of hair, not a lot of hair, for Footloose, and that was just at a local community theater. And Footloose was really exciting because you have a lot of period type of costuming and a lot of period hair and a lot of period makeup, and it's beyond just the red lips and the blue eyeshadow. You know, a lot of the girls have glowier skin, there's a lot of bronzing going on, and they're just very pretty and very happy, and we tried to make our girls look as natural as possible. With a lot of the ensemble and stuff, what you have to worry about is them, you know, jumping or dancing around and getting all their makeup off. So to combat that, I used a lot of powders, you know, to set everything, and we had a couple of different aging makeup. So the first time I ever did aging makeup was actually on my friend Abby, and she's an incredible actress. She's really fun, really spectacular, and we decided that this character she was playing Betty Berger, which for the musical version of Footloose that premiered on Broadway, I'm not sure if this character's in it, but this character was in our version, and she was really, really funny. She was really open to whatever, so she had this horrible, like, really messy, matted, brown curly wig that we, like, threw a bandana into, and that was really funny because it was very different looking and not at all like her long blonde hair. And then we just gave her really intense wrinkles and dark lines. We were messing around one day and gave her a tattoo, which was really funny. And we put that on her arm, and it said Mom and a heart, and she did a thing at the end where she flexed her arm, and so we got to see that tattoo, and that was my first time putting on a tattoo, and I used waterproof gel eyeliner for that. I believe that I used the Maybelline Studio FX in just like jet black or something like that, and then just powdered the hell out of that with translucent powder. And so that was my first time ever doing aging for a play, ever doing beauty glamour makeup for a play. And, well, at least on a bigger scale. I'd done some makeup, I guess, for Sam Shepard's play True West, but I had never done to this level. This was my first level that I really was working with a lot of people and was working really hard with about, I think it was about 40 different people probably, or at least 40 different characters. And then the next play that I did Footloose, and then I think that the next one I did is I did makeup for Oliver, so I had a lot of little orphans, and I did, you know, dirt for them, and then of course I had some aging. I had a lot of almost skeletal looking things that I had to do, where I had to do a lot of contouring and a lot of really deep shadowing. And then I guess the next play that would have happened was, so I did Footloose, Oliver, When You Coming Back, Red Ryder, which was a lot of character makeup. So that's more of like, we had one girl who's very flat-chested, and in the play it calls for her to have like very big boobs. It's actually called out in the script. So I had to kind of do some boob contouring, which was that was my first time ever doing something like that, which was really interesting. And then I've just done lots of different community pieces, community theater pieces. A lot of different, you know, just small plays. And then I've done makeup for Halloween a couple times on a couple different people, but that was really my experience. So my first plays were community theater level. And when you get a really good working relationship with different directors and you get a good working relationship with different actors, you find that you become part of the community that they have, and that they really start expecting you and wanting you to do plays. So I definitely had to prove myself, for sure, to everybody. But it was a pretty natural leap from doing, you know, just basic, simple beauty makeup to doing more in-depth type of things. And I think that for me, the biggest learning experience you can have if you're self-taught is you're not going to find it in YouTube videos like mine. You're not going to find it, you know, in Instagram posts. You can find inspiration that way, but the real way that you have to do it is you're going to have to practice, and you have to practice again and again. And it really is like any other art, you know, the more you paint, the better you get at it. The more you sketch, the better you get at it. And the more you do makeup, the better you get at doing makeup. So, it really, to me, was a thing of, oh, I like this. I have kind of an aptitude for it. So I really want to be able to get good at it. And then I think that the real breakthrough came whenever I just kind of on a whim, my fiance, his mother told me, she said, okay, so they're doing Little Mermaid in Branson, Missouri. And Branson is about an hour from where I'm at. And I was like, well, I could, you know, go up and do makeup for it. And this is an off-Broadway version of Disney's Little Mermaid. So you have lots of different characters. You have from mermaids to fish to princes to princesses to, you know, crustaceans. You have so many different creatures. And I've always been a huge fan of Disney. I've always been a fan of Little Mermaid. To me, Ariel was a really big inspiration growing up because I was like, wow, she's really different, but she somehow survives in the world. And I liked that. And so I was like, well, I guess I'll try, because the worst that can happen is they'll say, no, we don't want you. So I went in and I interviewed with the director, and he had the producer come in directly after he met with me. So I was meeting with Michael, the director, and then the producer and basically I don't really know what you would call him. I guess he was kind of like a co-producer, an executive producer type of person. He came in as well. His name's Bill. So we had Michael and Justin and Bill, and they were all like rapid fire interviewing me as looking through my portfolio, you know, and it was really frustrating kind of, because I was like, oh my God, like I'm terrified right now. And I was frustrated from the simple fact that I thought that my designs that I picked for my portfolio were a little different than what they were looking for. And so, you know, I just kind of had to go on blind faith that they would be able to see my work, see that I had an aptitude, see that I had a really big heart for it, and hopefully I would get put into the production. So I didn't hear anything for like a week. We wrapped up our meeting. I asked Bill, I said, how do you think it went? And he said, I think you did really well. I think they liked you a lot. And I was like, wow, that's awesome. So it's like a week and I don't hear anything. And the show starts in 2. And I'm like, man, okay, I have 2 weeks, you know, until the show opens. They're not calling me. I expected maybe like an email or a call or something telling me that I didn't, you know, I'm not going to be able to do this, but I didn't hear anything. And I was like, man, that's so strange. And so then I got a call from Michael, the director, and he said, are you still interested? And I was like, oh my gosh, yes. So I had to move everything around. You know, I was looking for another job at the time, and I basically put that job, shelved it, and was like, okay, like, I'm just going to go through and do all that I can do right now to make sure that I do a good job doing this makeup. So I did face charts. That first night I did face charts. I woke up the next morning. I just started doing all of this research, started pulling together supply lists because it was my first time building a professional grade kit. So I was going through and finding all the different things I would need, all of the paints I would need, all of the blush, all of the, you know, bronzers, all these different things, all the contour shades. For I was working on from very, very light to very, very dark skin tones. So there was a huge variation there. So I was just going through and trying to make that work. And miraculously, I was able to pull everything together, and I did workshops. That was the way that I taught my cast, and I had a cast and crew together. We were combined, we were about 50. So 50 people that I was working with that I met, you know, literally like a week and a half prior to the beginning of this. And I was working on all different skin tones, and I was working with all of these very different, very talented, but very, very just these different unique personalities and these different unique people. So it was definitely kind of scary, but it was really awesome. And so I decided that this was something that I was really passionate about and that I thought that I could do a really good job. So I put everything into it, like all of my effort, all of my energy. And if you look up Little Mermaid online, you can find many different reasons why the show closed, but I want to assure you that those aren't true. We closed due to, I don't know how to word this nicely. We closed due to greed within the upper workings of the production. And ultimately that led to people not being paid and all of these different very unprofessional things. So finally, after a while of performing without pay, everyone gave up, but we were still looking to have the show like optioned and sold. It didn't work out. The show was closed. We closed a few months early, but I still retain hope, you know, that I will go on and continue to do more shows, because I found that that area, the climate of Branson, is very, very different than the climate of where I'm at. So I am the primary makeup artist for the theater in the town where I live, and I love it. I've done makeup for some of the plays I didn't mention. I've done Hamlet. I did a bunch more. I'll include a list at the end of plays that I've done, because I can't remember all off the top of my head, but I've done several plays. And, you know, I think that it was a growing experience. It was a learning experience for me. I got to meet all kinds of amazing people that I'm still in contact with, awesome cast and crew, an amazing director. It was just a really, really good experience in a lot of great ways. So through this YouTube channel that I've started and through my Instagram, I'm growing in ways that I never even expected for myself. And I'm finding that it's a really good way for self-expression for me. I'm not doing this because I think a lot of people will like and follow or whatever, subscribe to me. I'm doing this because I think that for people who are beginning with theater makeup, I don't have a ton of experience, but I hope the experience that I do have can help you guys. If you want to do theatrical makeup, it's just as important to actors as cinema makeup is, as CG is, as costuming is, you know, in a film. So if you are a traditional actor, it's really, really important for thespians today to know how to do their own makeup in a lot of ways, a lot of the basics. And it's also really important that you have an idea of what you're looking for in your character. So thanks for watching this, and I'll put in some pictures and a list kind of the different makeup that I've done over the course of time. And I hope that you guys like it. All right. Thank you for watching. Find me on Instagram if you want. So like, comment, subscribe if you would like. And bye. All right, guys, this is me doing some basic character makeup for Footloose. Then this is me doing some aging effects makeup for the play Oliver. This is the official poster for When You Coming Back, Ryder. I did make it for that as well. Then this is for Shenandoah. I turned a 12-year-old girl into a man. This is for Prelude to a Kiss, where I did 2 aging effects makeup. This is for Little Mermaid. This is my Ariel on green screen day. This is my King Triton, which was some typical aging effects makeup for Little Mermaid. This is my Ursula on stage and just some awesome creature makeup for her. This is my Scuttle on green screen day flying in, so it was pretty fun. This is my Ariel, close-up of her beauty makeup of her singing. This is my kit for a zombie run that I did, so yeah. This is some zombie makeup I did at that zombie run. Sorry for the low quality of the pictures. These are some of the happy clients that I had during the zombie run. It was the Eureka Springs Dead Run, so another one of my really cool, really gory, awesome zombies. And then this was for the last play I did, which was Hamlet. And that's me doing cheekbones on Ophelia. And these are some leg bruises for Ophelia.